Let's talk brokers and platforms, and more specifically, what is the best app to use for your trading? And my goal of this video is to show you how to approach this question in a more complete way, because as you're about to see, a lot of people, and I don't blame them, when you're a beginner and just getting started, you don't quite know how to approach different situations. And this is one of the most common ones when it comes to that whole platform broker app. What should I use? What's the best one for me? So I want to show you how to approach this in a complete way, and then you're going to have a much better idea of how to answer this question. So I was asked, what app is better between Schwab and Thinkorswim? So it seems pretty straightforward. Okay, you have a couple of apps out there, you have a couple of brokers, and which one is better between these two? So I understand why this person would ask that. However, this is an incomplete way to be asking the question. How so? As I reply back, I know nothing of your strategy or goals, so impossible to say. Now, I'll talk more about this here in just a few minutes, but let's first complete this conversation because there's another kind of little hidden lesson in all this. They say, not really, you don't need to know my strategies, know if software is good or not, and has good tools. They should have good tools for any trading. Now, I struggle with this from time to time too, but I mean, if you're gonna ask somebody, hey, some questions, and then they start to, ask and say, well, this, don't be like, no, that doesn't matter. Well, then if you got it all figured out, why are you asking in the first place? So, I mean, I assure you it does matter, and that's what prompted this whole video because, and I can see where they're coming from in the sense of, no, you don't need to know my strategies, but yeah, I do. So the best way to illustrate this is let's just equate trade and investing to, digging a hole. You want to dig a hole. So you're going to be, hey, Clay, I want to dig a hole. It's like, oh, okay. Well, what's your strategy? What are your goals? To then say to me, no, you don't need to know my strategy or goals. Just, I want to dig a hole. What's the best way to do that? Again, very, very incomplete way to ask that. Well, what is your goal? If your goal is, well, I'm building a new house, a massive house, so it's got a massive basement. So therefore, I'm gonna need a massive hole to dig in order to build my basement. So, I mean, and then, okay, well, what's your strategy to do this? Well, I'm gonna use a spoon. Now, will a spoon dig a hole? Yeah, it will. But is that actually gonna be a good strategy for your goal of a basement? Obviously, of course not. So yes, goals and strategy definitely matter in terms of helping to answer any sort of question, especially when it comes to digging a hole. Same with a broker and platform and app. Well, what are your goals? What are your strategies? And until you answer those, then it's going to be impossible for me or even yourself to have any idea what's going to be the best platform and broker for you, because not all platform and brokers are created equal. I know this person's last comment was, well, they should all have good tools. Yeah, I mean, I agree. In theory, in a magical world where there's unicorns, jumping around and little leprechauns falling out of trees, yes. In that world, all trading platforms and brokers would have great tools. They'd have total complete tools, but that's not the world we live in. So with that aside, you got to narrow things down. So for example, if you're talking about, I want to day trade or swing trade stocks or do some options trading or do some crypto trading, well then, okay, we're kind of getting there. But even with that, we're not quite there because there's still some incomplete information. Because my follow-up question would be, well, how fast do you care about that day trading? Like, are you caring about, do seconds matter? Or are you like, no, I'm not looking to buy and sell within a few seconds. I'm looking to buy and then maybe sell, 30 seconds later, a minute later, maybe an hour later, in that kind of day trading sense. So if that's going to be your case, well, then even that is going to dictate, well, what broker and app is going to have better tools for you or not. If you're looking to do Forex, well, obviously if somebody only specializes in stocks and options, well, then they're not going to be good for you at all. They're not going to have good tools because, well, if you're looking to do Forex, well, then you see the problem there. You need somebody that specializes in Forex. So one of the first things you need to ask yourself is, well, what am I trading? What should I be trading? What fits better into my time schedule, into my risk tolerance? Is that crypto? Is that futures? Is that options? Is that Forex? Is that stocks? Maybe it's some of those. Maybe it's a combination. But you got to figure that out. And then second, how am I going to be trading? Am I going to be day trading? Am I going to be swing trading? Or am I going to simply be investing? And then even when you get into that day trading question, as I just illustrated, well, how fast do you need to be moving? So do you see here, yes, you've got to be able to answer those questions, and strategies and goals do indeed matter and play a big role. Now, just to not leave you completely hanging, I'll give you a couple suggestions. So if you're somebody that's saying, I want to do stocks or options or crypto, and I want to do day trading or swing trading or investing in any of those, and I don't need to have like maximum speed, well, then I'd recommend Webull. And I will put a link down below and you can go learn more about them and see all the different services that they offer. Now, the key thing here is because you're not getting maximum speed. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like it's super slow, but I mean, if you care about maximum speed, well, you got to pay for that. You're going to have to be paying commissions and fees, whereas Webull, completely free. When you're using them, they don't have any fees, they don't have any commissions, nothing like that. However, if you want that speed, if you need that speed, then for somebody like me, then I use Lightspeed. And Lightspeed also offers futures trading, so you could consider them if you're looking to get into futures. Well, Clay, I don't want to do this. I want to do Forex trading. Well, then, I don't do Forex trading, so I'm not sure of that, but there are lots of different brokers out there that you can do your research on. But again, with that, same with the same idea. How fast do I want to be executing? And then you're gonna have to figure that out. Well, which brokers offer the most, the quickest execution speed and things like that. And then of course, futures, I just said Lightspeed, but there's other ones out there. Same with Webull. There are other ones out there, but I didn't want to leave you just totally empty-handed with this because I realized the title of the video. But hopefully you also see the title is kind of an incomplete title, just like it's an incomplete question, because you've got to factor in all these other things in your decision-making process in terms of what's going to be best for you to use as an app. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions or anything like that, leave those down below. And yes, now you know how to approach this topic in a more complete way. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.